Hello, beautiful investors. Welcome back to site. Welcome back to Genesis Apartment Chevron Drive. I was here the previous time and then you noticed that there was a structure here that we needed to evacuate before construction would begin. And as you can see, workers are presently on site and that structure has been evacuated. This means that project construction is going to commence immediately. Now, this is one thing that I failed to tell you the previous time because I know that I was still going back to site to give you the gist about why we decided to bring Genesis Apartments into this particular location. Now, there is a deficit in apartment ownership in Chevron. If you look into the heart of Chevron very well, you will realize that most of the structures erected in Chevron are semi-detached, fully detached, and terraces. There is a whole lot of deficit. It means that so many people who might want to consider apartments in Chevron have not been able to get units of apartments in Chevron. And this is what we decided to bring into the heart of Chevron in place of Genesis Apartments. Now, 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom apartments are very useful and beautiful structures to have in any locality, in any location. Why? Because it avails for a whole lot of things. One of it is Airbnb. There are a lot of people that want to come into the country either as investors to stay for a short period of time. There are people who want to leave their home and workplaces just to come settle in certain places for 2 or 3 days, which Airbnb could be a better option. So many people do not find it very easy to use semi-detached, 5-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom semi-detached as this option. They prefer apartments. And we have decided that for that to be very easy for investors and for people who are looking for such opportunity, we are bringing in apartments like Genesis Apartments into Chevron. Another thing is that not just for the use of short-let, people who want to have rental income. I'm talking to investors now who think that they want to have annual rental income on their property. Apartments could be a very easy thing because people tend to get into apartments very easily. Why? Because the cost of acquiring apartments on a rental basis is cheaper than having 3-4 bedroom. Imagine a family of 2 who wants to consider starting their life. They would want to consider a 2 or a 3-bedroom apartment, and this is one of the reason again why we decided to bring Genesis Apartments into Chevron. These and many more options. Fixing out the deficit of apartments in Chevron has been a major concern for us, and we are putting up Genesis Apartments for that reason. Now, there are so many features that Genesis Apartments is coming with. I mentioned some of it last week, and I need to restate again that Genesis Apartments is going to be a sophisticated unit of 2 and 3 bedroom apartments, which will be all luxurious. I mean, because we are going to be building units in floors, different floors, 2, 3, 4 floors, you need that when people want to access the apartment, they need ease. We have considered the fact that we are bringing in an elevator into Genesis Apartments, which means that ease of moving around the apartment will be very, very interesting. Another thing about Genesis Apartments is that there will be CCTV surveillance in the apartment, which means that you have your security intact. Nobody comes to deal with any of your properties any way they want. This is one of the reasons why you need to buy into Genesis Apartments. Another thing is that Genesis Apartments is situated in an already built up estate. It means that you have the neighborhood of affluence. I know a lot of people want to consider living in a place where they don't have issues with their neighbors, where people who they are living with are people of affluence and influence and respect. And we have considered this particular area in Chevron to bring in Genesis Apartments. So you can be sure that if you buy into Genesis Apartments, your neighborhood will remain fantastic. Imagine networking with neighbors of affluence. This is what we are also bringing into Genesis Apartments. I will not forget to tell you that we are having a penthouse, which is a 3-bedroom in Genesis Apartments, and we are having a suspended swimming pool rooftop in Genesis Apartments. I can restate that. I mean, we are having a suspended rooftop swimming pool in Genesis Apartments. Isn't that interesting to behold? Imagine you buying into Genesis apartment and having a suspended rooftop. I'm glad already looking and framing the picture of what Genesis Apartments will be like. I will bring you regular updates on Genesis Apartments regularly. I mean, I'll come to site, give you as the development comes in. But my advice for you is that because it is an off-plan property, you are advised to buy now. Why? Because the more the development, the more the increase in price. I would not lie to you. Irrespective of the price you might be seeing Genesis apartment now, by the time you are seeing the development, we have price or value appreciation or whatever people want to call it. And so this is the right time to buy real estate, especially buying into Genesis apartments. My name is James, and trust me, this is a regular thing I will do for you on Genesis apartments. Thank you and bye for now.